This chapter is on global impact. So, global impact describes the impact that computing has had on the world. So, the impacts, this is where we're going to look at the issues associated with computing, legal and ethical concerns, privacy and security concerns, the ability to connect in new ways with more people, and the need for all people to understand computer science. So, computing has led to changes in the way people live around the world. It has affected our society, economy, and culture, our ability to communicate, work together, and think about problems, and our ability to solve new problems. Computing power increases have led to innovation. Remember, we talked about Moore's Law, where it says computing power doubles every 2 years. And advances in computer as a technology have generated and increased creativity in many fields. The effects of computing are beneficial and harmful. Due to commercial access to music and other movie downloads and streaming, laws needed to be changed, and innovations have occurred to make it possible for people to do this legally. Due to the vast amount of information available through digital means, laws related to controlling access to content or censoring have needed to be changed. People have access to lots of information, and there's an ongoing debate between the rights of the individual to remain private and the rights of the society to use the information for its benefit. Computing has helped the way we communicate and work together in a variety of different ways. The different computing functions that promote communication would include email, SMS, short messaging service. These are text messages to another person or group called texting, chat rooms and chat messaging, video conferencing and video chat, communicating through social media, and cloud computing. This is the ability of a business or individual to run a network of servers on the internet to store and process data rather than use their own server or personal computer. Most major companies now offer cloud computing services. Computing provides widespread access to information. Here are a few examples. Public data. More data is available to the public now than ever before in our history as a society. This is due to the availability of online data, aka big data. Examples include census data, health data, government data, and climate data. People are generating new data whenever they search and whenever they use social media. And then this new data is reassembled to produce new public data. Searching trends. Search results control where and what people see in response to their questions. And people's searches indicate trends in our society or culture. These searches are tracked and reported in social media as trending topics. And finally, social media. A large number of online sharing websites have allowed people to spread information faster than ever before. So we can put something on Twitter or Facebook and millions of people learn about it quickly. Computing has changed how people interact with the physical world through emergency technologies, including GPS, sensor networks of objects that collect data and report on the data being collected. For example, a self-driving car can tap into a sensor network of parking spaces in a large lot and find spaces that are not filled. We've been hearing a lot about smart technology. It's based on a sensor network, which, when used with other members of a network, can solve a large problem. Using this innovation, a city could set up a smart parking solution to enable its parking slots with sensor networks to indicate when a space is free. This smart transportation system would be able to suggest an area of the city most likely to have parking. Other examples of smart technologies include smart grids, smart buildings, and smart transportation. Technology enhances human capabilities, such as wearable tech, enhance what humans can do. And some of these innovations help you do something that you could not do without technology, such as eyeglasses. Maybe being able to let you see better than you would with your natural vision. Computing has changed how people access daily activities such as shopping, healthcare, education, and entertainment. Some examples are e-commerce, Amazon, healthcare. I can do this myself, contact my doctor using video conferencing and have a doctor's appointment that way. Entertainment, Netflix, Apple Music, things of that nature, YouTube, and online learning. Well, you all know that I work for Michigan Virtual, so online learning is on the rise and continuing to rise in that way. Computing helps people work together in problem-solving processes in a variety of ways. The first one is called citizen science. This is where people collect and report data in a collective online location, such as in a database. One example is ageguess.org. There's also digitally enabled collaboration. Digital tools are available to make online collaboration possible, including video conferencing, public documents like on the Google Drive, or folders that can be shared on the internet, blogs, and wikis. And finally, crowdsourcing. So this is a digital environment can open up a project for people to provide their services and idea. The idea is that the more people who work together to solve a problem, the faster it will be solved, the better the solution, the more will be learned. An example of that is something called GitHub. Computing has caused innovations in many professional fields, machine learning and data mining. This is the use of data and artificial intelligence to learn patterns in human behavior and make decisions based on these patterns. Development in these fields have led to innovation in medicine, science, and business. Scientific computing, this is where we write programs to compute quickly and to use computer models for making predictions. And then finally, information sharing. People contribute works of information sharing through things like Wikimedia or Creative Commons. And information sharing promotes research via open and curated scientific databases. What you need to do to answer questions about global impact is understand how computing has led to impacts. One more thing I wanted to mention also is something called the digital divide. The digital divide is the idea, and I don't find it anywhere in the appendix. Oh, right here. It is an expression for the differing access to computing and the internet based on socioeconomic or geographical characteristics of a population. As we talked about in class, there are parts in the world that have no internet access. And because there's no internet access, it's difficult for those groups of people to be a part of this explosion of information. And third world countries that are poor have the same issue. So it's an issue of poor countries and also just remote locations that don't often have the same access as everybody else. That's what the digital divide is referring to, this differing access. Thank you.